Hey, I'm Rose Hart, and today on the Genius Playground, we're talking about what to do when you feel stifled by your work. Your current job feels like a shoe that's too small, a box that you've outgrown, and there's some divine discontent happening. This is particularly relevant if you are creative, purposeful. You feel called to make a contribution to the awakening or the healing of our planet, of our world, of humanity right now in human history. And what you're speaking to is this transition in your own evolution that is calling for a very different way of being. So these ways in which you feel stifled or somehow stuck are indicators that are actually a really good thing. So I invite you to think about your journey as a rocket ship going to space, so to speak. And so if you were getting in your rocket and you were about to take off, leave the planet Earth and go into orbit, you would need to have your packing list complete. You wouldn't just like, oh, I'm going to jump in a plane and take off. So the ways in which you're feeling some level of frustration or stuckness or aching or yearning or just any of the very subtle, almost invisible qualities that are bubbling deep inside is an indicator that there's something on your packing list that is actually really important for your mission into space that you can't leave, you can't blast off without it. And so rather than taking the discontent or the rumbling inside, that tension as a sign that you need to change something or, get this thing blasted off, like I need to do something different, the invitation is the inverse. It's an invitation to stay fully here on the launch pad and examine what's missing on my packing list, on my checklist. So on your packing list, the first thing, of course, is your fuel. Do you have your big why? Like the big why you are on this planet. The big why you do anything. What is the why you would do anything, whether it's in just this job or another job? Like, why? Because until you really have opened up that part of your being, you can job hop all you want, but it's all going to be just shifting the scenery. So what is your big why? This is your fuel tank for the rocket. Next, do you know your unique value? Like really own it. Do you know the unique contribution that you're here to be on the planet? And I know you're on that path of discovering it, and your capacity to articulate it is probably getting better and better and better. It's something that, it's easier to articulate in hindsight after you've gotten feedback from mirrors that are clear reflectors that help you really understand your genius, your sweet spots, like really your unique contribution. So if you don't have that clarity about your unique value, what makes you awesome, what makes you unique, what makes you just you on the planet, that is not going to fit in any job. That's that sense of just deep knowingness of your being and the unique note that you are here to be in the symphony of life. So this provides like your GPS for your rocket ship. And it's okay if you don't have it clear because, it's build the rocket as you fly it is part of the game. But there's probably a part of you that is a blind spot in hiding right now that's like, yoo-hoo, before we take off, yoo-hoo, Lou, I'd like you to value me, please. So get curious about what value do I bring to the world? And start journaling on that. Like, really, what makes me awesome? Not from an egotistical standpoint, but from a really divine uniqueness of your unique purpose right now in human history. So your big why, your unique value. Next, do you have, how should we call it, an empowered relationship with time? And what I mean is, you know how to use your time generatively, constructively, creatively in alignment with your mission? Or are you slipping into, worst case scenario, we'll call it victim habits around, oh, I can't because I don't have time. Oh, I'd love to, but I don't have time. Like, it's just a mindset that keeps you in this suppressed state of, I don't have time to do what I want. So really recognizing and owning what's your relationship with time, because that's going to open up the turbochargers on your rocket instead of like this smoldering, burning smoke sitting on the launch pad that's never going anywhere. Same thing with money. And this is related to your value and your knowing of your value in the world. But if you have a disempowered relationship with money, it's that, oh, well, I can't because I don't have the money. I don't know how to create money. I would love to do this and this, but I can't because money. Like that whole story is like going to make sure your rocket doesn't go anywhere. So mindset, those are videos and topics for another time. But shifting into that, I am the creator of time. I'm the creator of money is essential for you to get through the atmosphere and in the orbit, into orbit. Okay. And then lastly, it's bringing with you all these little fragmented parts of you. And what I mean is this, like there's a part of us that just wants to get in the rocket and blast off. Like, let's just leave what's not working and get out of here. But there are little fragmented aspects of yourself, your inner child, who holds a key to your playfulness and your joy and your freedom and your fun, which are really essential fuel pods for your rocket. Also, your vast life experience, not discounting what you've lived, but really examining the story of your life that you have already lived so far and integrating the way that you've grown, the wisdom that you've gained from both the peaks and the valleys. That's another journaling exercise you might do, is draw your life story in peaks and valleys. Like, what were the high points? What were the low points? And look at the entire tapestry of your very existence and say, can I look at all of this and bring it inside of me to say, wow, here's how I have grown so much from the whole tapestry. Because there's probably some piece of either your current experience or something that you've lived that's like, yoo-hoo, we can't take off without me, Lou. It's like holding the key to the launch pad button, the little red button has a little door on it. And it's like, you can't leave without me, you need the key. And how does it get your attention? Through discontent, frustration, sadness, yearning, just that feeling of, I can't do this anymore. All of the way that you experience contrast or discordant emotions are these little guys going, you can't take off without me. You're going to need this key. Right? So making friends with all these parts of your life experience, the rich texture of who you are, like all of these are your team. Like you have a whole staff who's going to support you in getting your rocket off the ground into space, right? So let those be different inquiries to say, is my rocket ship got what I need? Like, here's my checklist. Do I have fuel, my big why? Do I have mission, like my knowing of my unique value? Do I have an empowered relationship with time and money? That's going to open the doors, out of this atmosphere. Do I have all my staff with me? And the beautiful thing is, if you're feeling this discontent, this frustration, it's because you are inherently creative and more creative than you're giving yourself credit for. And you're being invited to tap into your inherent creativity to really allow life to use you to get this rocket into space. This is another important key shift. It's not your doing to figure it all out and, come up with the perfect analytical plan. Like, we love engineers. That's a beautiful part of the human experience, is to have analysis and planning and project management and all of that. And that's essential, but that's not what's actually going to provide liftoff. So for you to surrender to the creative power means, do all your checklist preparation. You can approach it as structured as you like. But at some point, it's no longer even like a rocket that is fueled by your own doing. It's shifting metaphors for a moment. It reminds me of those drive-up bank teller experiences where you pull up next to this little box outside the bank, and there's the canister, and you put your information in the canister, and you press the button, and up it goes, and it goes shooting through the tube into the bank, right? That is your relationship with liftoff. It's allowing yourself to be doing your work, but allowing that which is greater than you to pull you, just like you're going up the bank, the bank tube, into the cosmic bank of awesomeness and liberation. You've got to be in that space of surrender. So bring all your team with you, and then you get to be not only the creator of the rocket, but you're the captain of the rocket, but you're the rocket itself too. You're the container that's big enough to hold all of it. It's not about this job or this calling or this passion or this hobby or how does it all fit together. Those are the wrong questions. That's looking at it from this fragmented state that believes that somehow the fragments have to come together in a way that you can plan. It's funny. You get to be the container that's big enough to hold it all with just this beautiful, stable, grounded presence, and say, I don't know how all this comes together. I don't have a clue, but I'm going to be the rocket. I'm going to be the fuel. I'm going to be the driver. I'm going to be the staff. I'm going to be the space in which the rocket flies. You know, you get to be all of it simultaneously. Depending on which perspective you're coming from, you can really be loving it or you could be hating the journey. So I hope that's helpful. Bring some more levity and playfulness to whatever is being stirred up for you right now, and just make sure you have your checklist. Pack your rocket accordingly, have some fun with it, and just trust this thing's gonna go. It's going to go, and it's going to be so powerful. And you know what the great cosmic joke is? You've been doing it all along. You're already in orbit. You just forgot to give yourself credit for all the work that you've done, all the life that you've lived. Like, you're already on your perfect mission. You're already doing it. Anyway, give yourself a bunch of credit. Have fun with it. Hope this helps, and I'm looking forward to hearing what gets catalyzed for you on your rocket ship journey. We'll see you next time. Bye.